Oh yeah, here we go. We'll give it one more minute for people to log on and then we'll start. Happy Friday. Friday. Good.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can't see you,
Uh,
but I think on the bottom is where it says video or like stop video.
oh, there it is.
Oh, perfect.
Ta-da!
Yay. All right.
Hi.
I'm
Sorry you look around my house.
no, you're fine. I'm gonna put you on mute.
Okay, I'm gonna mute me.
Mute you. I'm gonna wait like one more minute. Perfect. And I'll stare at each other awkwardly until then. All right.
Just trying to make breakfast.
All right, we're gonna get started with this master class on macros. So many of you have done macros with me in the past, and some of you, this is brand new. Maybe you've dabbled with it a few times. But what I have found as an athlete that macros really work. So my name is Amanda Moore. I'm owner of Amp Fitness and I am NASM nutritional coach certified. And I absolutely feel in my heart that macros are what is needed to help you really reach your potential as an athlete, as well as if you're on a weight loss journey or you are trying to just get stronger in the gym. Knowing what you need to put in your body to be able to sustain your lifestyle is so important. So if you're not like, oh, I'm gonna follow like numbers to a T, that's okay. This like workshop, this masterclass is actually helping you like understand what they are, and then maybe like you take those steps to incorporate them in your lifestyle. But just I'll kind of help you with like the baby steps. But we have to understand what macros are before we even like talk or think about adding them in. So, because I think there's like this taboo of all these different diets that are thrown at us, like keto or low fat, low carb, whatever it is. There's always something on the TV that's telling you, oh, take this diet pill, take that. And for me, I want to fuel my body and feel good with food. And that's how it's been from the start. God has given us food to sustain our bodies. And this is how I believe is the best way for us to feel good and to bring our bodies to the potential that they can be. Okay, so the ultimate macronutrient guide is going to help you understand exactly that. So, what are macros? Macros are the nutrients, are the big nutrients in our body that we need. There's three of them. The three main macronutrients are the carbs, the proteins, and the fats. So they're crucial in rebuilding, repairing, and maintenance of tissues. They play a key role in formation of our hormones, antibodies, the important molecules in the body. Like we are made up of all of this to be able to um, feel good, perform well in our athletic abilities, but also to feel good, like or think well. Because don't you ever feel like you're in a slump and you just feel tired all the time? That's a sign your body's not getting what it needs. There's a deficiency, you're not eating enough, or maybe you're eating too much or whatever. So there's something going on and your body's talking to you. Your body keeps account, and even stress affects that. So making sure that you're having the right amount of macronutrients in your diet is so important. So we're going to talk more about that as we go. So carbs, don't be afraid. We're not going to be afraid of carbs. We're not going to be afraid of fats. It's just learning how to properly add them in our diet in the right amounts. Everything's all about balance. When something's off balance, it just doesn't work. even in our like, when we're in our running. If we're running too fast all the time, you're not in balance. If you're running too slow all the time, you're not in balance. Same with food, same with working out. You have to have a balance. So that's why knowing what that balance is for your individual body is so, so important. Okay, so we're gonna divide and like talk about, we're gonna start with proteins, which is my favorite. So we're gonna talk about protein. I tell my son, eat your protein all the time. And he's like, Mom, and but I'm trying at the young age that they need to understand that you need to have protein in your diet to repair your muscles and to be strong. And it's so funny, they know, like, I let my kids have like a one sweet a day. And they're like, oh, but even Gabby, she goes, well, my friend had a cupcake for her birthday at school, so I can't have my ice cream tonight. And I said, that's exactly right. She is learning balance. Like, we're not gonna, oh, we're gonna enjoy life, but you are gonna learn how to balance. And maybe that sounds mean, but that's how it's working. And they're learning at a young age what I'm not giving my kids their macro numbers, but they're learning that, okay, I had too many fats today or too many sugars. I need to just have something else. So if we could start our kids now, can you imagine what they'll be? We won't be now us trying to figure it out. Okay, here we go. What is protein? Protein, we can go into all of this and it gets overwhelming, but we need to understand that protein helps our structure of our cells. We function, the regulation of our body's tissues and organs. That's why when you see somebody, they look really skinny and frail, there's nothing to them. They probably don't have a lot of protein in their diet because you need to have protein to build. So that's why I say after your workouts, go, and then the 30 minutes you need to have a protein source to help, because when you're working out, you're tearing down those muscles and you need to feed them so they can build and get the cut up feeling you want or how you look. So amino acids, that's what makes up our proteins, the building blocks of proteins, and they're linked together in different forms. So that's why some of you ask about BCAAs, branch amino acids. Here's the deal. If you're getting enough protein in your diet, you really don't need branch amino acids to drink. But if they're a great supplement, if you know you're not getting like over 100 grams of protein. Sometimes I have branch amino acids, like I have like the supplement, I take it, I feel better because I know that day I'm definitely not getting in everything that I need. But if you have a well-balanced diet that has the protein that you need, you're gonna be fine and not need all the like added supplements with that. But yeah, here we go. Just kind of talked about why it's so important to have protein in our diet. It builds and repairs tissues. Can you all see everything? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Enzymes. I said this is big too. Hormones. If we don't have enough protein in our diet, we're just gonna feel not regulated. Our hormones can be off. So sometimes when people say, I think my hormones are off, maybe your diet's affecting how you are feeling and how your body's responding. I notice too, if like athletes are not doing well in their workouts or whatever, like I go, are you eating enough? Or are you eating too much? Or is there an imbalance in what you're putting in your body? So if you understand like, okay, what I need in my body each and every day with my proteins, fats, and carbs, you're gonna perform better. It's just taking the time to make sure that you're doing it. So as an athlete, I get my blood work done. I make sure like, okay, are things where they need to be? And if they're not, then I have to kind of like, okay, maybe something's missing. Maybe I'm vitamin D deficient or something, or iron deficiency. So all of that plays a big role in what you're putting in your body. So protein. More about this, and you all can read on this on your own of why, because this is just me like preaching to you that you need protein in your diet. But I feel like with anything, if we cut out a food source that was given to us by God. Like God is giving us resources, and he's like, if we cut them out like fats, oh, we don't need any fats. That's not, it's just your body's going to be off. So these are ways you can get the protein in. Rich foods, including meats. I know some of us are plant-based, so I find that hard for you to get exactly what you need from your protein. So you have to be a little creative with like nuts, but that has a lot of fats. It's hard. So rich foods include meats, poultry. That's like your chicken. I love chicken thighs, fish, eggs, dairy if you're not um, intolerant of dairy. I eat a lot of dairy, like Greek yogurt. But a lot of my protein comes from meat. Then we have legumes. That's like your lentils, your beans, all of that. So if you love that, you can find a lot of protein there. And grains like quinoa are fantastic as well. So there's chickpea pasta that has great protein in it. So you just got to really read your labels and be smart with that, because if you're not looking at your labels and understanding what's in the food you're putting in your body, then that's where we get a little off balance. And the goal is having a balanced intake of protein from various sources. So especially like I know some of you are like, what do I just put chicken breast in a blender and drink it? So that's not the goal. You want to really focus on having a protein at every meal, but maybe in the morning having your eggs and your collagen in your coffee, like that gets you your like close to 20 to 30. Have your protein shake. So you're mixing it up, not just eating chicken at every meal. So there's ways to be creative with that. And on Lauren, Coach Lauren's on here. She's has that cookbook, and there's so many protein recipes on there for that. So, okay, so that's protein. We'll talk, if you have any questions, we'll talk about it at the end. But I can't stress that enough. But carbs. Now, I feel like, I don't know. My mom was always like, I need to be low carb and everything. So carbs are not the enemy. We need carbs to feel good, to give us what we need to get through a workout, just to feel good. So if you're feeling really lethargic, you need to eat a carb. So here we go. They're our primary source of energy, and they help us repair and grow our muscles, and they give us the energy that we need, just to be able to function, our brain, all of that. So don't be afraid of carbs. Now we need to talk about what kind of carbs we should be having, not like donuts and all that kind of the processed. We want to stay away from anything processed. So your whole grains that have great fiber in them, apples, those things, those are our simple carbs. So those are like good sugars that we're putting in, natural occurring sugars and the carbs there. So don't be afraid of having a piece of fruit. So our simple carbohydrates, these are what I take like during a workout or before. I love taking half a banana. So that's my carb. And then I have like a tablespoon of peanut butter before like a long run or whatever. And I actually feel fantastic, and like it gets me through at least half the workout. And then I take a simple, like a gel or whatever that gives me that simple sugar in me. But that's what I need as a runner. Now, those of you that are working out in the gym, you don't need to go have an apple mid workout. That's not what's needed there. But just with simple carbs, you're going to get those in fruit. I would say it says table sugar here. That's like the processed stuff that we really want to stay away from, my friends. Just for an example, if you look at the back of your labels, sorry, it's all crinkly. This is like, these are fun granola minis. These are like a good carb source, but in here you'll see like the added sugar is 4 grams. We want to kind of keep that as low as possible and stay away from added sugars. So with our shred program, our VIP, we have like a week where we look at all our labels and try to stay away from all added sugars, because it's crazy how much additives are put into our foods. So added sugar is not something we want to have. So simple carbs, stay closer to like your fruits, milk that has all of that. So complex carbs are where you're having like your whole grains, your quinoa, your brown rice, all of that, your vegetables, great source, and your beans, legumes have a sort is are carb heavy too. So you're gonna get more of your complex carbs and fiber. I would focus on that. As a runner, we need to focus on simple carbs before like long runs and all of that because we need that to burn and get through our workouts. But for the most part, I love having like sweet potatoes. That's a great complex carb. That's what I really try to put in my diet. Stay away from the added, little Debbie's, that kind of stuff is not good for us. Okay. So carbs are our friend. They help us feel our brains, all of us able to, our brain function, all of it. We need it. We need it. Don't cut out carbs from your diet. Balance is everything, everything. And fats. So I feel like society now is throwing down having a full fat, all fat should be 75% of your diet should be of fats. So that's, for me, that's not, I'm all about the balance, right? So, but we also, I grew up where low fat was like the whole big craze. And I feel like we're hurting from that because of that low fat craze. So we're thinking fats are bad and they're not. We just need to make sure we have them within like the boundaries, like 25 to 30% of our calories for the day, not 80, not 10%. So they are so good for our hormone, even our energy regulation. Good fats are monosaturated and polysaturated. So that's found in like salmon. We're getting our seeds and nuts. So I know a lot of you love to have your peanuts, almonds. I love cashews, all the good stuff. I like to have like a mix. This is like a good mix of carbs and your fats. So don't be afraid of them. And then your bad fats is where you have like the processed foods. Not that you can't have them, friends. It's just in moderation. It's just not great for you to have a donut every day and processed Little Debbie's. I grew up on them. My mama put them in my lunch every day. So it's just looking at your labels and seeing we need to have good fats in moderation, and they are good for us. Bad fats lead to health problems. So you're like, okay, so I understand we need all of these. We need protein, fats, and carbs, but I don't understand how to, it's very overwhelming. And I know some of us hate numbers and some of us love numbers. So let me just talk about how this works and maybe it will click. Caloric intake refers to the total number of calories consumed in your day. Now, each of us have different energy output. Some of you are running 10 miles 4 days a week. That's a lot of energy output, and then you're working out. So, and your age has a factor into it, your height, your weight, all of that. So everybody has a different calorie intake that they need in order to reach their goals. Rather it's just maintaining their weight, whether it's losing weight or helping them perform in their athletic performances. So what Carmen needs is different than what I need. That's just how it is. So I can't just say, okay, Carmen, like right now, I'm going to tell you, you need to eat this many calories, blah, 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 blah. I need to know all those details before numbers can happen. It all comes down to your age, your weight, your height, and what you're expelling, like energy wise. Because a sedentary person that just sits all day is not going to need as much as I do, who's like on my feet doing 30,000 steps a day. They're like, this just never, that doesn't make sense. So when someone's just showing like, you need to do this, No, they need to know all of that's why a coach is helpful to guide you with that and give you what you need. So when you're working together with a coach, it helps like, okay, they understand, okay, Carmen, you're running 3 days a week. You work out 3 days a week. You want to lose like 5 pounds, and this is what you need in order to do that. A lot of times when like the macro ratios, it just depends on the person. Even like with Carmen, I'm just giving you as an example. I have her around like 40%. I can't remember off the bat, but like a lot of times the good number to start if you're just starting is 40% carbs, and that scares people, but it's you should do it 30% fat and 30% um carb, oh no, protein. So, and sometimes I change it to more protein depending on, but Carmen runs a lot. She needs more carbs. So it just playing around with the numbers, making sure that you're getting what you need. But sometimes some of my clients have higher protein because their goals are different. But the biggest thing is being in a calorie deficit. So and staying consistent. You cannot be at, let's say I give you 1,500 calories, and then the next day you're at 2,000, and then the next day you're at 1,000. Like that is not gonna work for you. You're that's like your yo-yo, you're all over the place. Your body's like, I don't know what she's giving me. What is happening? That's why if you're not eating enough, it's just gonna be like holding on to whatever you give it, because when are you gonna feed me next? So you want to make sure you are really consistent and following macros work only when you're actually consistent with them. So if I gave you 100 grams of protein to eat a day, you need to be within that by 5 to 10 grams. If you're like 50 grams this day and then 100 grams, your body's like, what's happening? And it's just going and, you know, it's not gonna work. So you just have to know what your goals are. Do you want weight loss? Do you want muscle gain? Numbers look differently with that. And if you want to gain weight, you have to be in a what? Caloric surplus. So because some kids that are really small that come in kid fit, they need to be on a calorie surplus. They need to be having a lot of protein, a lot of carbs fed to them. Okay. Do macros need to change? Yes, you just like you won't do the same workout every day. Your body will not get better. Same run every day. Like that's why we changed our run workouts up, our workouts. You have to adjust. Now I don't adjust macros every month. I like to see that if you're consistent with it and you're not seeing results and it's been over a month, then that's something, but you need to do like a self-check. Am I following the plan? And I've been doing this for over 4 weeks. Is this working? And if it's not, if you're not seeing a change, that's when we need to make adjustments. But you need to do that, like that self-check. Am I actually following the plan and doing what my coach is giving me or what the numbers say? Because if you're up and down and all around, you're not going to be stable and you're not going to see the results, because your body does adapt after, like if you're being consistent with it. And then maybe you're in maintenance phase. Maybe you're like, okay, I lost my 10 pounds. All right, Amanda, I want to be in maintenance phase. Now that's totally, I've been in maintenance phase for a really long time because this is, I feel like my comfortable spot where my body wants to be. I feel good. I do adjust macros when I'm like hardcore marathon training, or if I need a kick in the butt or something to get going with something. So you will get maintenance phase. I feel like you don't feel like you have to be on a diet forever. If you can live by this lifestyle and understand, like every meal should have a protein. You should have a good amount of fats in your diet, and carbs are not your enemy. They're good for you. So having it just changes your thought process on how you view food. It's not the enemy. It's there for you to help you and feel stronger and become all that you are supposed to be. Okay. So what is next? So this is kind of towards the end, and I do have a little quiz for you that you can do in your own time. But if this is something that you're interested in and you want help with that, find a macro coach. We have a bunch of us, not a bunch of us, there's a couple of us. I am Coach Lauren, Coach Des. We are macro coaches that will help you with that. And we do start our VIP group, not January, it's on Monday, March. So we have a whole like accountability group that guides you through each of the steps of macros. And so you're not alone in it. Cause I feel like this is a great resource for you to come back to, but it's helpful that I had a macro coach when I first started, and she helped me get through my first marathon. And I feel like I wouldn't have been as successful with my first marathon if I didn't have someone making sure I was getting what I needed in my diet and just holding me accountable. Like, Amanda, I get that you're busy, but you didn't eat enough today. Like, that's helpful to have somebody speaking into your life rather than you just carrying it on your own. So here's a little macro quiz that we just talked, like fill this out on your own time. It just helps that you like understand what they are, why they're important. And then just like the macronutrient is 40, 30, 30 based on your age, weight, and height and your energy output for that. And thank you for joining. Now we can open it up for questions, my friends. I will email this out to people that are not, or that didn't receive it or just logged on today. I'm going to stop sharing. Or anyone that has done macros wants to speak into it. I know Jamie has done them and has been really successful. Carmen, Lauren, Coach Lauren. I have about 2 minutes, friends. So if you don't speak, or forever hold your peace. And no question is stupid.
Yeah, no question, but I just feedback, just the macros that we've been doing for the last year is really like taking me to the next level and really help my running, really help my strength, let me actually let my body do what it's supposed to do. So like the macros have really been a major benefit.
It really, I mean, it's really incredible what you've been able to accomplish, Jamie, and do. And it's been hard work. It's not been easy, right? It's been hard.
No, you still got to do all the work, but it really lets your body recover and let your body do the work that it's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been very thankful. So it's been really good to figure all of this macro stuff.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for.
Mhm.
Anyone else want to share? And you can always shoot me some questions. We're available. Like I'll see Cheryl for her session. Like we can just talk about it. And babies are crying. Grandma Carmen, that's a lot of energy every day having to watch grandkids. You need a lot of carbs for that. Just kidding. Just teasing. I'm being a brat.
I just gave her some carbs, so maybe she'll be quiet for a
There
second.
you go. Hey, she's a girl. She'll need her carbs.
I was gonna say, macros do work if you do them.
Right.
Lately, I've been a little lax. I need to get back at it because, like you said, kids are a lot of work. I did go to a different gym at one time, and I did a challenge with macros. I never understood them until with you, which really appreciate because yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
Right. You want to know.
And I didn't understand it, and it has helped a lot.
Yeah.
So yes, if you do it, it does work.
Yep. Thanks, Carmen. Well, I'm so grateful for our time. You all are wonderful for spending your Friday morning. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Shoot us a message. We're here to help. All right. Thank you so much. All right, go AMP team. Let's go. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.